Hi, and welcome to another video of Made by Siem. This is my Favorite Cowl shawl 2.0. The first version was made a while ago. It is a version that I've made quite a few times over the years. But lately I decided that I wanted to do things a little different. And I just didn't want to hold it back for you guys and show you how I do my 2.0 version. I did the extra extended single crochet in my first version, and in this one it is just a extra extended single crochet. I also made, this summer I made a top where I used another way of making a long chain. I just made loops, and I included the method that I did instead of the just regular chains into this shawl, because I really like the edging of it as well. So yeah, there are just a few differences that I made in my 2.0 version. I really do hope that you guys like this video. Please give me a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And let me know down below into the comment section of this video what you guys think. Now, I made this with a, I think it was a bulky weight number 5 yarn. But I'm going to tell you all about it later on in the next clip. You just can use any regular bulky weight yarn that you like. So please enjoy watching the video. Now, for this tutorial, I'm going to use 2 skeins of the Papacha Moonlight Chunky, which is the label already says that it is a chunky weight yarn, number 5. The colorway I'm going to use is number 6581. It has 100 grams and 160 meters per ball of yarn, which is 3.5 ounces and 174 yards, and it is 100% acrylic yarn. So 2 of these skeins. I can only show you one because I already tried my project out, the cowl that I'm going to make, and I'm halfway, so I need to start on making the videos for it. So if you're not able to find this yarn, then you can use any yarn that you like. I would suggest a chunky weight yarn or a worsted weight number 4 yarn. But if you decide that you want to use a lightweight number 3, it's fine too. Okay? Then a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook. The label suggested a 6.5 to 7. I tried things out, and for me a 6.5 or a K hook works perfectly, but I do have a loose tension, so if you know that you have a tight tension, I would suggest to use I think it's an L hook, the 7 millimeter hook, or an 8 millimeter hook. Okay, just try out what works best for you. Then a measuring tape. This is a lovely one that I had in one of my Knitcrates. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Knitcrate, but I'm gonna place a link down below into the description box so you can check it out. It mainly is a subscription to a yarn box, and every now and then you have lovely goodies inside of the box. I really love this measuring tape because it has centimeters and inches, which I think is perfect. Then I'm going to use 2 of these stitch markers, a pair of scissors, and a darning needle to sew in all my ends. Okay, I'm going to start off with a slip knot on my hook, and be sure that you have a little bit of a tail end so you can use that to sew it in later on easier. Just make your slip knot as you want to. This is how I do it. You want to see it a little bit slower how I do that. Basically I do this the same as I'm going to make a magic loop, just like that. and then straight down on the back side of my hand. In the front I'm going to make a cross, and on the back side straight. Then I'm gonna get my hook with the hook facing down, going underneath the first strand of yarn, picking up the second strand of yarn, there you go, to make a twist, and then hold both of these strands and just pull. Okay, that's how I do it. We're not just doing chain stitches to begin this cowl. I've decided that one of my favorite cowls that I already have a tutorial of, I wanted to make a 2.0 version of it. So I want to do things different because I think that it's even more beautiful. You know, that's just what I think. Okay, now start off with the chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then yarn over twice. Then go back to the first chain over here, the first one that we did. Insert your hook in that one. Be sure that you insert your hook underneath 2 strands of yarn, like that. Then grab your yarn, so yarn over, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So you have a chain 4 here, but because we are using the first chain, the 3 chains that we have left is a double crochet, and here on this side we did a treble crochet into the first chain. Now chain 3 for a double crochet. And in my videos, when I do my videos in English, it's always US terms. Okay, then yarn over twice, go into that loop and make a treble crochet. Chain 3. Yarn over twice, insert your hook into that space here, the space of the previous loop, grab your yarn, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Let me show you one more time. Chain 3. Yarn over twice, insert your hook in the space here, grab your yarn, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And this is how we start our chain. Okay, now I already started my big piece, so I'm just gonna show you everything in a small swatch, but I'm going to count the ones that I did. But if you have another tension, if you're using another yarn or another hook size, you know, we all have a different way of crocheting and the tension is different. So I would suggest just to make loops as long as you want to have your cowl. Then fold it, so you have loops on one side and loops on the other side. You know what I mean? I'm going to show you in the next clip. That might be easier. What I always do, and I have to have a look at my measuring tape because I'm not into yards, but I want to and inches, but I want to tell you guys how much it should be. What I always do, if you fold it, so let's say this is the whole chain that we have, and if you fold it like that, and this is what I measure. Okay, so my measurement times 2, 80 centimeters, which is 31 and a half inch. But if you think that is too small, or if that is too big, then just use your own number, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna see you guys in the next clip, and then I'm gonna tell you what to do next. Okay, in my original piece, the one I'm gonna show you, this is what I have with my first skein, and here you see the loops. Okay, so I have 52, but your number might be different, and don't worry about that. It doesn't really matter, as long as this piece, if you fold it, because you see this is I folded it, so when you fold it, it should be wide enough so you can wrap it twice around your neck. And I think that 80 centimeters is the number for me, or 160 centimeters, the number that I just gave you in inches as well. What was it, 31 and a half, I think. Now so that's the length that you need. There's another thing that you need to follow, which is we need an even number of loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 of these loops for my little swatch, and I had 52 for my big piece. Okay, but like I said before, your number can be different as long as it is a even number. Now, follow your chain with loops, and be sure that it is straight so you don't twist it. It should be straight, and then turn it around just like that, and connect it with the other side of your chain or string, or how you call it. Then insert your hook not into a stitch but straight into the opening. So if this is where you started off, then insert it right there. Then get your working strand of yarn, yarn over, and pull through. Okay, now we're going to crochet 3 double crochet in each loop, starting off with a chain of 3, and the chain 3 counts as your very first double crochet. So into the same loop here, yarn over, insert your hook, grab your yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Now we have 2 double crochets, and we need 3, so 1 more, yarn over, insert your hook, grab your yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Now, do not chain, but go straight to the next loop. Yarn over and make 3 double crochets into that loop. 1, 2, and 3. And this is what you do for all loops that you have. So in this little swatch for me, there are 12 loops, but in my big piece 52 loops. So 3 double crochet per loop. As soon as I'm at the very end of this little swatch, I'll be back to show you what to do next. Okay, I did all the loops with 3 double crochet, then to the very first one, which is this chain 3. Then insert your hook in the third of the chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Grab your yarn and pull through, which is also called as a slip stitch. Now, I'm going to place a stitch marker right around that very first stitch of the round, which is the chain 3, just to mark off the beginning of our work, so it might be easier later on when you want to end your work, to decide where that is. Later on it makes sense, okay? Because from now on we're going to work in continuous rounds. We're not closing rounds with a slip stitch, we're just working in continuous rounds until we reach that point that we want to end our shawl. Okay, now chain 1, then go back into the same space, the chain 3 that we just made the slip stitch in. Insert your hook there, grab your yarn, yarn over and pull through 2, which is called a single crochet. Then a chain 1. Skip the next stitch, which is this one, because we just worked in this one, and this is the next stitch, and go to the 3rd stitch here. Insert your hook into the stitch, grab your yarn, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2, chain 1. Skip 1, go to the next, insert your hook, grab your yarn, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2, chain 1. Skip 1. Next, insert your hook, grab your yarn, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2, chain 1. And this is what we're going to repeat. So skip 1, insert your hook, grab your yarn, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, chain 1, skip 1. Okay, so this is what we repeat. Don't forget to chain 1 and skip 1. An extra extended single crochet. I do have another tutorial which is called my favorite cowl shawl, but over the years that I'm making that same cowl, I decided that I wanted to do things different, so I've started making that cowl this way, and I decided that I wanted to show you guys, because you know, it's the 2.0 version of my favorite cowl, and I like everyone to be able to make it because it is so easy. It's so perfect for making Christmas presents, or you know, it's super easy. You work up really fast, even when you, especially when you use a chunky weight yarn. It works up so fast. Okay, so please keep on going until you reach the point where we started off here. As soon as I'm here, I'll be back to show you how to work up the next round. All right? Okay, I did the last stitch before where I marked the first stitch with the stitch marker. I marked this stitch, but the first stitch is right there, which is the single crochet right there. This is the single crochet. This is the last one that we're going to skip. Okay? Now, insert your hook into the same stitch as we did in our previous round. So the stitch where our single crochet is in, which is the chain 3 of this one, here, right there, we're going to insert our hook in there. And then we're going to make our extra extended single crochet. There you go. Chain 1. Now, this is the round that we are going to repeat for all next rounds before we're going to make the border on the other side the same as we did right here. Okay? Now, try to find the next stitch. I'm gonna bring it a little closer for you guys. So this is the single crochet that we just worked in here. So we're going to skip this, and then this is our next stitch. This is our next stitch. you have a little space on this side, then you have a little strand of yarn just diagonal. I find it a really hard word to pronounce in English. In the Netherlands we say diagonaal, which might be hard for you to pronounce. But here you find that little strand of yarn, and here you have a little space. This is the stitch, and here you have a little space. We want to work in that little space right there. So insert your hook and make your stitch, followed by a chain 1. Then the next one. The next one is easier to find. Look, so we just worked in this one here. We're going to skip this space because we're going to work after this strand of yarn right between this one and that one. Just right in here. And make our stitch. Chain 1. So can you see where we need to work in? This one. Chain 1. Next. Have a look at your work. There. This one. And this is what you do. We just work in rounds without closing the round until we run out of yarn. If you're using the same yarn as I use, then I'll work till I run out of yarn from my first ball of yarn, and then I'll be back to show you how you can calculate how many rows I can do with the, or how many rounds I can do with my second skein of yarn. Because I want to use up most of both skeins of yarn. You know what I mean? I don't want to have too much of a piece of scrap yarn. Please continue working in rounds with this beautiful and super easy stitch. And I'll be back in the next clip to show you guys what to do next. Okay, this is the end of my first skein of yarn. Now here on the other side there is my stitch marker, but we need to count how many rounds we already did, so then we can calculate how many rows we can do in total with our 2 skeins of yarn. If you just have 1 skein of yarn, I would suggest to weigh your skein. If you have, for example, a 200 gram skein of yarn, then weigh your yarn on just a little scale from your kitchen, and stop when you have 100 grams left. So when you are halfway, then just stop. So that's what you can do for half of your cowl. You know what I mean? Just to be sure that you use up most of the yarn. Okay? Now, we have this very first row where we did the loops. Then we have the round where we did the double crochet stitches. And then we start working with our extra extended single crochet stitch rounds. Okay? Now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm working on round 9 of the extra extended single crochet stitches. So this is the end of my skein. I'm halfway because here is my stitch marker on the other side. So I was able to do 8.5 of these rounds. Now, because we want to close our cowl the same way as we started it off, we need a round with double crochets and a round with these little loops on the other side as well. But we won't be doing the whole loop. we're just going to do the loop here and then a single crochet or a slip. I might do a slip stitch, but I will have to figure that out later. So we will be using a little less yarn, so therefore I can say I'm going to do 8.5 rounds as well with this stitch before I'm going to start off the border on the other side. I really do hope that this makes sense. I just want to help you guys to use up most of the yarn that you're using instead of having a lot of scraps left. You know what I mean? So in the next clip I'm going to attach my second skein of yarn, and then we will be working in continuous rounds again, just like we did before. But be sure that you count the rounds that you have. If you think that your cowl will be too big, if you follow this along, it's fine. Just make it as big as you want. You don't have to do this. I just wanted to show you how you will be able to use the most of your yarn. Alright? Okay, see you guys in the next clip. Okay, I know there are a lot of tutorials out there for showing how to do the magic knot, but this is the way I do it. And I think this is just an easy way to do so. So this is the strand of yarn connected to my crochet work, to my cowl. Now where is the beginning of my skein? Here. This is the strand of yarn from my new ball of yarn. Now, and this is the one from the cowl skein. I'm going to get this one from the ball of yarn, sorry, from the cowl, and I'm just placing it over the one from the skein, just like that. So cowl, skein, just one strand right over there. Then get the end here and get this piece here and tie a knot, just like that. Tie a knot. There you go. Do the same on the other side, but then the opposite. So place this one over here. Might be easier to just do it like that. So this one is from your new skein and this one is from your crochet work. Grab the end and just make a knot around the new strand of yarn. There you go. Then pull on both ends, from the end from our crochet work and the end of our new ball yarn, and just pull. Then you see that the two knots find each other in the middle, right there. And that's how you do the magic knot. Then get your pair of scissors, then cut the two strands that you find on the end of the knot. There you go. And pull. Just pull so it won't come loose. Then I just roll the knot between my fingers to soften it a little. And then you can continue working on your beautiful piece. Just in rounds. Okay? Now, what I would suggest is where you find the knot here, to place the second stitch marker, or that might be easier as well, at the beginning of the round. But now, well, I decided that I need 17 of these rows of the round. So if you can remember the number, don't bother to place the stitch marker. If you think that you will forget, because this will end up in your work in progress, or in your project bag, or you have to put it aside for a few months, then place the stitch marker, because I'm sure that will be easier for you. Okay, enjoy, and I see you when you reach the point where we need to start making the border again. Oh yeah, and be sure that when you crochet where the knot is, be sure that it is on the inside of your work and not on the outside, because you don't like the big knot on the outside. Okay, I almost did 17 rounds of the extra extended single crochet. Here is my stitch marker, and that means this is the very first stitch of the new round. When you follow that stitch, you will end up here. Now, I stopped making the rounds. I have 17 rounds, but I stopped in my last round 2 stitches before the very first stitch of the new round. Okay? We started here with a single crochet, an extended single crochet, and a extra extended single crochet. This is how we're going to close off our round as well. So here we have the extra extended single crochet. So in the next stitch it will be a extended single crochet. So insert your hook, grab your yarn over, and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2, chain 1. The next one is a single crochet, chain 1, and in the next stitch just a slip stitch. There you go. And this is how you close off the 17 rounds of your cowl. Now if you follow this stitch here, you're right above the stitch marker with the new round. In this round we are going to crochet double crochets only. So we start off with a chain 3 for your very first double crochet. Then we're going to work in all of these spaces because we want to have the same amount of stitches that we have right here. We want to have the same amount of stitches in this round. So the chain 3 counts as one double crochet. Then go to the next space right here and make a double crochet. Here is another space, so right between this one is this one, a double crochet in there, double crochet in here, and double crochet in here, double crochet and double crochet. And this is what you do all the way around until you are at the very beginning of this round, and then I'm going to show you guys what to do next. Okay, I'm almost at the very end of this round, but here you have to be careful because you can skip a stitch really easy. So be careful that you have all the stitches and the chain 1 spaces as well. So here is a stitch, here is a chain 1 space, and right there is the slip stitch. But we did the chain 3 in this area, but we didn't do anything with this area. So therefore I'm going to crochet a double crochet into the slip stitch, and then a chain 3 into the 3rd chain at the beginning of this round. There you go. Okay, now go back right before the chain 3. So pull the stitches like that, insert your hook there. So we just closed it right there, and here a single crochet. Get your stitch marker and place the stitch marker in the very first single crochet, because it is a lot easier to find your stitch when there is a stitch marker in it. Now, chain 3. Count chain 3 from the previous row as a double crochet as well. 1, 2, 3, and go to the space between the third and the fourth double crochet and make a single crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and in between the stitches after the third double crochet, a single crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet between the stitches. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet between the stitches. And this is what you do all the way around, and when you reach the point where the stitch marker is, I'll be back and I'm going to show you how to close off the round. Chain 3, skip 3, and a slip stitch into the same space as where your first slip stitch is. Chain 1, cut your yarn, leave a little bit of a tail end, pull through, and sew in the yarn end on the inside of your work. And what I like to do, there you go. What I like to do is work into the underneath the first slip stitch, so you sort of connect these two together. There you go, and then work the yarn end on the inside of your work. Now, if you at the end sometimes you just did an extra stitch, don't worry about it, because you won't be able to see it later on. So if you have an extra stitch, just skip an extra stitch, or if you have a stitch short, don't worry. When you're wearing this around your neck, you really won't be able to see all the small mistakes that you made, so don't worry about that. I'm also gonna work in my other tail end, and then I'll be back to show you what it looks like. Oh, and this is all the yarn that I had left. I'm not sure if I would have been able to do another round, but mine is big enough, so I'm pretty pleased how it turned out. Also on this side, I'm going to connect it with the other side. There you go. This is what my beautiful Favorite Cowl shawl 2.0 looks like, and I'm pretty pleased. I love the yarn. It is so pretty. It is soft, and it worked up really quick because of the chunky weight yarn. This is the label. I'm just going to show you again. It's the Papacha Moonline Chunky. I bought it from a friend of mine in her Dutch web shop, but just have a look on the internet. You might be able to find anything like this, or just go to a local local shop. I always like to help out the locals. And if you're not available, just try to see if you can find any chunky weight yarn, because you can use any weight yarn like DK, medium worsted weight yarn, or a chunky weight yarn, because this pattern it actually goes with, I haven't found any yarn yet that it is not pretty with. So or just use something out of your own stash. They make the perfect Christmas gifts, easy, lovely, and everyone loves it. I've made so many of the 2.0, I already made a lot of the 2.0 versions for myself and friends, but I made a whole bunch of the first one I did. I'm gonna place the video right there so you guys can have a look at the first version. But this one, it is so much easier. So yeah. Please do not forget to post your made cowl shawls on Instagram and tag me with Made by Siem. You're more than welcome to join us at our Facebook group Made by Siem Headquarters. I know that we usually post a lot of things in Dutch, but thank you so much, Facebook, for the translation option, so everyone who does not speak Dutch can follow along, and that is pretty amazing. So you're definitely more than welcome to join us right there. And I will have to excuse myself that I do not always post things in English, but if you ask a question or if you have any questions, do not hesitate and to post that question, and me or someone else in the group is always willing to help you out. All right, so Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm not really into Twitter, but I do have Twitter. And if you don't have any of the social media that I just mentioned, there always is Snapchat. If you don't have that either, do not worry. You can also send me an email on madebysiem@outlook.com if you want me to see the beautiful Favorite Cowl Show 2.0 that you made. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you're going to to find a beautiful yarn, or if you're going to make another one, or maybe you just watched the video and you're making the first one, then please do not forget to enjoy. And guys, please stay safe. Bye for now. Hi, and welcome to a new video of Made by Siem. A while ago I made a video of my favorite cowl shawl, and this actually is the 2.0 version of the one that I've already done, because I still make the first version that I filmed. I'm gonna post a video, a photo right there for you guys. Let's do that again. Now for this tutorial I'm going to use this beautiful yarn. It's Papacha Moonlight Chunky. I'm going to use 2 of the skeins. I already started the... So tight tension, use a 7 or a number 8. Then I've got this lovely measuring tape in one of my knit crates. If you want to use, if you want a subscription to Knitcrate, then please find all the. And then I had in one of my knit crates this lovely measuring tape. About Knitcrate, if you want to have a subscription to Knitcrate, oh, crap. Sorry guys, I need to do this over. I need to do this again. And my biggest excuse is being Dutch. So sometimes I struggle to find the right words. Okay, let's do that again. Cut here. Okay, now I do have another tutorial with the same stitch, which is called my favorite cowl. But as I grow during making a lot of other tutorials, and this is actually still one of my most famous no can't show you how I calculate how much I need. No. Alright, I'm all